Hello, WWE fans, and welcome to the WWE Universe with the first half of our two-night weekend of the UK's Championship, the United Kingdom Championship, or aka WWE UK Championship Tournament, which has kicked off last night. And I have to admit, some of the stars on this show are just really talented human beings in the UK. It's just a shame that some of these UK shows that don't get televised on the telly much, which is a shame that you don't get to see these talents on the telly. But it's great to see WWE are promoting these talents and giving us a platform for us to see them, which is great. So, of course, this was basically the first round night, because obviously this is where all the participants all 16 of them would participate in a match during this evening, and and obviously 8 of them will be able to advance and go into the next round, into the quarterfinals of the tournament, where we will have the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and the finals later tonight. So, first up, we have Trent Seven facing HC Dyer. And I have to admit, Trent Seven is quite a cool character in a way. You know, the fact that he refers himself as a mustache mountain, which I thought was a very unusual gimmick for such a British wrestler. But I think his gimmick will be interesting. You know, I think he looks really cool, actually. So I quite like Trent Seven. So, yeah, he manages to win his first round match, and he will advance into the tournament. And then the next up, we have Jordan Devils from Ireland, who actually got trained by Finn Balor, who is the very first Universal Champion for Raw, and he's still recovering from injury. We don't know when he's coming back, because Finn Balor, we don't know whether he's going to be in the Royal Rumble yet. That's the scary thought. So I'm hoping at some point Finn Balor will give us a comment about whether he's going to return or not. But obviously, Jordan's victory was a bit controversial because of the fact that when he tried to hit like a move that was very similar to Kofi Kingston, the Trouble in Paradise, it definitely felt like the Trouble in Paradise when I saw it. And what was interesting is that when you see the referee count 1, 2, and then when he counts the 3, Danny actually put his shoulder up, and yet for some reason the referee gave the decision to Jordan for some reason, which I was a bit annoyed about, because technically Jordan, like I said, Jordan the match should have continued because Danny actually put his shoulder up, but for some reason the referee counted the 3 and counted it, which means Jordan advances, which I'm hoping Danny does get another opportunity due to an incident that happens later on in the tournament, which I'm hoping is going to give Danny is going to hopefully advance Danny into the tournament because of something else that happens later in the show. But yeah, I was a bit annoyed. Also, he was bleeding from the back of the head, which I don't know how that happened. It must have happened accidentally, but yeah, I just feel sorry for Danny. He used to be on NXT as well, but the fact that he didn't get, he personally, he kicked out in the freak out, and for some reason Jordan manages to get the win for it. So, bit controversial, that one. And then we have Sam Gardwell, who definitely sounds like Bad News Barrett. I think he could be the next Bad News Barrett from the way he speaks. Certainly gives me the impression that the fact that he has the similar accent to Bad News Barrett makes me think that, yes, we could be in the merge of a brand new Bad News Barrett who's going to replace the original, and hopefully will be more, I don't know, maybe they'll make him more successful. I don't know, but we'll see. He was taking on Saxon Hulex, and he manages to pick up his win in his first round match. So, yeah, I quite like this dude. I think Sam Gardwell may have a bright future with the WWE. Hopefully WWE will do more with him in future UK shows, hopefully. And then we have, obviously, now this is where we have a bit of a controversial, another sort of, I think this is a superstar who is determined to make an impact, and that is Pete Dunne, who takes on Roy Johnson. Now, Roy Johnson was actually doing a move at one point that was very reminiscent to D'Lo Brown, the lowdown, I think is what the move was called back then. You might need to comment down below because I can't remember the move exactly name-wise, but he definitely did the move, one of the finishes that D'Lo Brown used to do when he was in WWE, and I thought that was really cool. He was inspired by, he has this like sort of inspiration from D'Lo Brown, which I thought was clever. And but however, though, Pete Dunne wins his match, but obviously later on, he has this agenda of wanting to win. He doesn't care about friendships. All he cares about is winning, and you'll see exactly why when we get towards the end of the show. And then we have somebody, and then we come to the next tournament match. So yeah, Pete Dunne wins his match against Roy Johnson, and then we come to the next match where we have a character from Scotland known as Wolfgang, which, in my opinion, especially from the fact that they showed a footage from, I think it was from Progress, they show footage of him riding a motorcycle just like The Undertaker. You know, if you remember back in the day when The Undertaker riding a motorcycle into the arena, well, Wolfgang actually did as well. So what do you think? Maybe we could be on the merge of a new Undertaker, perhaps? Even though, and the most ironic thing is, he does the Swanton Bomb just like Jeff Hardy. So the fact that we have a guy who you think could actually match up to the standard of The Undertaker, he actually does moves just like Jeff Hardy, which I thought was really cool to see somebody who could fit in the bill of The Undertaker's status has the similar moves into Jeff Hardy, which I think is really cool. And then you've got Tyson T-Bone, who I personally, in my opinion, I could actually see this guy probably being a member of the Wyatt family at some point. I don't know what it is. It's just something about him makes me think he might be one of those guys who may join the Wyatt family. If the Wyatt family were going to use a UK superstar, I think this would be the guy they would choose, because he has that sort of cockiness that would fit in with the Wyatt family and would actually shake the Wyatt family up a bit. It will be interesting to see what Tyson T-Bone would bring to the Wyatt family. But yeah, Wolfgang manages to win his match, and with obviously the Swanton Bomb, which is Jeff Hardy's move. Even though they named it a different move, it is still the Swanton Bomb, because that's what Jeff Hardy refers his moves as. And yeah, that's what I'm going to refer it as. And then, of course, we have the next match, James Drake versus Joseph Connors, who Joseph Connors, obviously, he's the one with half of his ear kind of bitten off, or I don't know if it was bitten off. I can't really quite tell, to be honest, but he certainly has a good chemistry. He certainly has something to the plate. Maybe he might evolve. I'm not entirely sure at this point, but yeah, Joseph Collins certainly a character in a way. Certainly trying to build his character up from this particular match, and obviously most people were saying this was going to be the match of the tournament. But yeah, I don't see. Yeah, he does. He's certainly going to bring something to the table, hopefully, to the WWE. We'll see. And then we have a really popular star from Cardiff, Mark Andrews, who's the only person from Wales to actually be in this tournament, to take on Dan Maluka from Birmingham, England. So, yeah, really good young man, Mark Andrews. He certainly has. He certainly will probably make an impact being the only person from Wales to be in this tournament and to successfully defeat someone from Birmingham. So big ups for Mike Andrews for putting on a great performance. So yeah, and he also does the shooting star press just like Billy Kidman. So you can't go wrong with that. And then of course we have another young man who I truly believe this young man will have an even brighter future with WWE. He's only 19 years old, and he's certainly made us literally glued to our screens by his performance, and that is Tyler Bate. He was taking on Tucker, by the way, also had recently had surgery, he said, and said that this could be his last chance to compete in a big standard, like a big company like WWE. And he came out short against Tyler Bates, who, I mean, you got to hand it to him. Tyler Bates, 19 years old, putting on a good show to make an impact, and he certainly did that in his first match of the tournament. So big good luck to Tyler Bate, and see how well he does. Maybe he can do it all the way. Maybe he'll become the first UK's champion tonight. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm very impressed with his performance in this match. Really good job to him. The fact that he's really young, he's probably the youngest person in this tournament who has put on a good spot to give the UK fans something to go home to, and something to hopefully get them watching for years to come. Hopefully the audience in the States would love his performance. But now, of course, you probably were just telling me about, obviously I was mentioning about Pete Dunne, who recently qualified into his tournament match. Well, just before the end of the show, he decides to attack Sam Gardwell, and obviously that caused tension between him and William Regal. William Regal literally was flipped out because he saw what Pete did, and obviously Triple H. And there was also some exclusive footage on the WWE.com site where it shows Triple H looking at him and saying, "Make a name for yourself, kid." And I thought that was really interesting. And then eventually William Regal pulls Triple H aside and said, and then you hear Willie Regal saying, "I put 2 months on building this, and I can't have somebody like this. You've got to do something about him." And then obviously Triple H says, "We'll just have to see what Sam Gardwell thinks of the situation." And we never heard anything for the last few hours, so I guess we'll have to wait and see whether Pete Dunne's definitely going to participate in the quarterfinals or not. But he certainly wants to make an impact from the looks of things. He wants to cause problems, and he's definitely a heel from my perspective, particularly from his actions. Certainly make him a heel, and the fact that he calls himself the bruiserweight, which we have no idea what that means bruiserweight wise, but I guess some fans will be able to describe what the bruiserweight represents. Then be sure, comment down below. But I just have a funny feeling he's going to be the one of those people who's going to do something dramatic to the tournament, and he's going to somehow get another chance, and he's going to end up winning it or something along those lines, because this guy has certainly got a character with him, and he's one of those guys who's going to do something. He's going to do something that's going to play with the heads. That's what I think is what's going to happen here. But yeah, I want to know from you guys, did you enjoy the first night of the UK's Championship tournament? Make sure to comment down below. I'd love to hear your discussions about this. And I do have to admit, the crowd in Blackpool are obviously amazing, because whenever WWE comes to the UK, you get really good, a really nice audience who really appreciates WWE coming to the UK. It's just that they were annoyed over the last few years that WWE doesn't come to the UK more that often. So the fact that this is happening just makes it very special indeed, that they put a lot of time and like I said, they put a lot of time and effort into making this possible. And you also got to thank William Regal for making this possible. It's just the fact that somebody chose to let their ego out, and obviously William Regal wasn't impressed. So it's certainly going to be interesting to see how the outcome of that's going to be tonight. Hopefully we'll get some updates beforehand on where Pete Dunne's going to be. But yeah, so tonight is the night. Tonight's the night where we're going to finally find out who's going to become the very first United Kingdom champion. And if so, when that champion's been crowned, it's going to be very interesting to see where WWE are going to take it. Are they going to, let's be honest here, are they going to be bringing the UK wrestlers into the Royal Rumble, or are we going to see weekly UK shows in about 2 months' time or something? Maybe in a month's time they'll start doing a UK TV series, in a weekly episodic TV show for WWE based in Blackpool or based in a different part of the UK. I don't see why that should happen. So, yeah, fingers crossed. We'll hopefully get some answers from Triple H about where they're taking the UK wrestlers following this tournament and after the winner's been revealed. Hopefully we'll get answers tonight about the future of the UK and WWE. What will happen after this tournament comes to a close? Hopefully answers will start developing. So thanks. Sorry about that, guys, but thanks for watching, everyone, and also be sure to look out for the second part, which is going to be tomorrow, and then after that we'll be focusing on the NXT in Texas for the night before Royal Rumble, and of course the Royal Rumble event itself, where we'll have the 2017 Royal Rumble winner, or should I say the match itself, where we will determine who will become your 2017 Royal Rumble winner and who will advance into the main event of WrestleMania, and also who will win between AJ Styles and John Cena in the main event for the in SmackDown's main event for the WWE World's title. So with that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in tomorrow's second part of our results of the UK Championship Tournament. And make sure you look out for it at 8 o'clock this evening on the WWE Network. So see you then.